Hello friends, I just finished reading this book and I have some thoughts. Stop scrolling. I need to talk about this book immediately. Whatever you're reading, stop reading and read this book right now. Okay, maybe that's a little extreme, but like this book needs to be the next book that you're reading because it's so good, you guys. Someone else I saw on a TikTok was reading this and they were like, this is my favorite book this year. And of course I went, okay, with a recommendation like that, it has to go on my TBR. So when I finally got through a couple of my arcs and I had a little bit of free time, I was like, okay, I'm going to read this book because somebody put it in very high regard. They were not fucking kidding, you guys. I am obsessed with this book. Basic premise, we have a female high mage. The first female high mage ever. She's the first one to ever be accepted into the realm of being a high mage. Like the first one. It's very, very like prestigious. It's a super sexist system. So she's like breaking glass ceilings here. Yas queen. This book touches upon so many things that are so prevalent in society today. Again, we have the feminist rage. The feminist rage is so real in this. But also the way that this book portrays racism, like the systemic racism that is in society, in politics, in every facet of everything. Just, oh my God, I cannot express to you. Like the way that this book handles it is just, you need to read it. I tabbed the shit out of this book. There were so many good parts in it that I was just like, oh my God, it's so good. The way that the magic system is done with this, it's using these like spellographs, which look like typewriters. And they kind of do it like data entry, where they have the spell written out and then they use it to conduct the spell that they're doing. Now, here's the part where I'm going to try and not do too much spoiler, but you know, if I do, I'm very, very sorry. Basically, how the world runs, how their city runs, which is basically there's a dome over their city because there's this thing called blight that is like a big issue in this world. In order to run energy, so like electricity, water, heat, machinery, everything, they have to collect resources from what they call the other world. And so they'll use these spellographs, the mages do, and they type up these source codes in order to access the other world and bring material back to have as reserve energy to power the city. And our main girl, as she's doing her research, because again, she is the first like high mage woman that has ever been inducted into the society, she wants to impress. And so she's doing research and she gets this assistant because the other people are fucking jerks. And they're like, oh, you get an assistant, but he's going to be the janitor. And he's a race that is like seen as lesser. So because you're not good enough to get an actual lab assistant. Turns out he brings so much to the table and ends up really helping her crack the code on a huge secret that the government is hiding from everybody. And I won't say what the secret is because I don't want to spoil it. But when I got to there, I was like, oh, bitch. So if you like magic, fantasy, if you love government conspiracies, government cover-ups, because there's a huge government cover-up in this one, this is it. This is the book. I actually just bought the Broken Binding edition because I love this book so fucking much. I was like, I need a pretty edition of this one. Not that this one isn't pretty. This one has beautiful sprayed edges and it has really pretty like a map on the inside. It's so gorgeous. So yes, read this one. It's going to be in my top favorite this year. Sorry this one ran a little long and I gushed, but I love this book and I'm going to tell everyone about it. 5 stars, chef's kiss, all the good stuff.